All right, Prof. Thank you. I will take another route. With Nii. I think when we hosted the economic summit some years back, I think it was Julian Robert or so, that made a remarkable statement for me, and he said Africa is on the move. But here's the catch, that Africa is not just on the move, but moving forward. And then someone also said that, look, the essence of the forum is to collaborate and to ensure that investment is diversified, across nations and all that. Between then, I think that was about 2014 or thereabout. Between then and now, Nigeria attended another summit. What do you think WEP seeks to strengthen, or has strengthened, or has contributed to us?
Thank you for that. A talk shop will always be a talk shop. The World Economic Forum, it's actually a gathering of leaders of thought across the world, leaders, political leaders, leaders of thought and all that. It is not as if it has the power of enforcement. It's about exchanging and, of course, cross-fertilizing ideas. And to a large extent, it provides the forum for a global stage for amplification of what is happening in the domestic economy for respective countries. This particular 2025 gave Nigeria and Africa a big stage to announce the new Nigerian economic space, or the new Nigerian philosophy, as it were. The vice president who led the Nigerian delegation, was near boastful in announcing to the world that Nigeria is ready for business based on the new economic paradigm that defines the Nigerian economic space. We are more or less unfettered from what used to hold us historically, especially with the flagship policies deployed by the administration. That's the removal of fuel subsidy and the harmonization of forex markets. So to a large extent, the country, Nigeria, had an opportunity to announce these policies and, of course, update the global leadership that this much we have been able to achieve. And that, of course, these policies had been a major concern, historical concern for international institutions, even especially multilateral institutions, IMF, World Bank, and all that. I don't think I was 16 years old when I've been hearing the IMF always express concern about our subsidies and all that, and that there's a need for us to redefine and, of course, to refocus where would actually be subsidizing. And, of course, for me, that also find a tally in the artificial and digital economy that was also part of the agenda adopted, at the forum. There is a talk of the potentialities of Nigeria or Nigerians filling the gap, the personnel gap because of our demography. We have a population that is indigenous or native to digital economy, and we're talking of a population of about more than 60% of young people, and if India, and we all know that India had become a major power bloc in the digital world, it's principally driven by its young people, and we have such a kind of people or classification of people in Nigeria. And already we have records of possible companies, that have potentials and references. I take pride anywhere I go around the world to say that the Nigerian economy has about 4 unicorns, in Africa. In the country, 4 unicorns. That means you have 4 entities that could act that had been evaluated at more than $1 billion, flutter waves and co. Now, it's a reference for so many younger people. And we see that the government, too, is doing so much to encourage. In fact, the digital economy concept itself is a philosophy by government to create that ecosystem, and that is one. Then globally, I mean, across the continent, Africa also was able to beat up the drums of the African continental free trade area. And that excited me. We saw for the first time African countries coming together to talk about the vision of the size of the African continent economy in 2050 at 29 trillion naira. In fact, when the talk of the AfCFTA was going on, this vision was not linked properly. And when I saw the application of that vision, I said, this is proper. This is the global south, part of the global south talking, ventilating itself. Especially when you background it with what Trump, has decided to create an agenda around. The first thing he did was to stop foreign aids. And Africa had always been the beneficiary, or thought to be the major beneficiaries of foreign aid. So now we are saying, Africa is saying, we'll come together. If you support us, okay, but we have enough resources to exploit, and of course to drive our own economy. If we are able to drive a 29 trillion economy in the next 25 years, it will be a huge footprint for the African person on the global stage.